All right, good morning. Today we're going to work on a directional pad, getting an object to move around the view. So I named my product directional pad. I'm doing this UI storyboard. We are going to start on our storyboard. We're going to add 4 buttons, a view, and 2 image views. One of the image views is going to be on the view, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second here. Alright, so I put a UI image view in there. Now I'm just going to grab my view, alright, which is kind of another canvas we can work on. Since it's white, I'm going to change the background just to another color so that I can tell the difference here. So I need 4 buttons, like I said, so I'm going to hold Alt Option and drag off. This is going to be the buttons used for my directional pad. And I need 1 image view on my view, so I'm going to throw that up there. Alright. What you also need to do is go into Google and find a directional pad image. I've already done that, so I'm going to go to my files here, locate that file. Here it is, and open that up. So once I'm back in my storyboard, I can go ahead and change this image to that directional pad. We're just going to place buttons over these and use that to control it. So I want to hook up these actions as up button, down button, left button, right button. So I'm going to go hook these up, like I said, as actions. So what I've done here is I've hooked these up as my actions. You can see them lighten up on the left-hand side. I also went up to my outlets and hooked up this image view. This is going to be my character, and it's going to move around on the yellow screen. So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to drag this, just put it on top once they're all hooked up. What you might have to do is look at your image here, and you want to make sure your directional pad image is above all of your buttons. So your buttons are actually in front of the picture. This is going to make it easier to work with. I'm just going to delete the word button now, and I'm going to have this blank little square that I can then adjust and put on top of each arrow. Alright, so when the user clicks on the D-pad, it's actually clicking the button that's controlling which way the character is going to move. So all the buttons are in the correct place. I'm now going to go up to my UI image view that's in my view, and I'm just going to select an icon here. I'm just going to go with this little person. Alright, I'm going to make this person, the dimensions of him, 30 by 30. There's a reason that I'm doing this. I'll explain that in a second here. So 30 by 30, I'm then going to click on my view and change the dimensions of this to be 300 by 600. Alright, now I have this. This guy is in my view. If you look at the tree here, you can see that the character image is inside this view, as is all of these objects inside this view. So you can see that a view is kind of its own little nook, I guess you could say. Alright, own little nest of objects. So if I move my view, you can see that the image inside there is moving with it. I'm going to go ahead and create an X and a Y now. Alright, I want to set this character right here up in the top left hand corner. So I'm going to go ahead and write var X equals 15, var Y equals 15. You might be thinking, why 15, 15 and not 0, 0? So the coordinates up here start at 0, 0, x, y, 0, 0. Alright, my x runs this way, my y runs this way. When I increase my x, it's going to get over here, so the coordinate for this point is 300, 0. If I go down, it's 0, because that's my x, and y is 600. All right, and since my object is 30 by 30, we're going to move the center point of this image, which is then 15, 15. That's the center point of this image. So I'm going to set this in my view to load. I'm going to go to my code now, so it's easier for you guys to see. I'm going to go to my view to load. I'm going to say character image dot center is going to equal CG point X. Let's go down here to my integers. We're just going to say X and Y. And I can say X and Y because I've defined what X and Y are right here. Alright, so when I run this, the guy should appear in the top left-hand corner. My characters in the top left-hand corner, nothing's going to work with the directional pad since we haven't put anything in the buttons, but it is showing up in the location 1515. Alright, I'm going to work on my down button first because my up button, if he's at 1515, he's not going to go anywhere. So let's work on my down button first. Now, I want to first increase my Y by 30. Alright, so I'm going to say Y plus equals 30. So I'm adding 30 to this Y. Alright, and the next thing I need to do is reload where my character image is going to be. So character image dot center equals CG point X Y. Alright, because now this new X is actually going to be 45. Alright, let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. Click this down button, you can see he goes down. However, he's actually going to leave our view. Alright, so what I want to do is now create an if. Alright, so if I go all the way to the bottom of my screen, of my storyboard here, the very lowest Y is 600. Okay, but I have to take that 15 into account that he's starting at. Okay, so it's actually going to be 585. Alright, so that is the lowest point that I want my character to be at Y. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say if Y is greater than or equal to 585, we're just going to return. What this means is that my code is just going to hit here and whoop, pretty much stop. Alright, so now when I run this, he should hit that 585 and this return is going to stop it from going to adding 30. Character's going down and you should see him hit. He goes to 585 and doesn't go any further. Now we just have to take this code from here and copy it into our up, right, and left button and make the adjustments to X, X and Y. We have to change some of these numbers and it's going to either increase or decrease depending on where we're going. The adjustments to my characters here, I'm going to run this in the background. Made the adjustments, so up, so if Y is less than or equal to 15, where it starts, it is going to subtract 30 from Y. We did the down button. Right, I just have to change the Y's from Y to X. So if X is greater than 285, this is my right button. It's going to return, otherwise it's going to add 30. And if X is less than or equal to 15, it's going to return, I forgot to put in my minus here, so it's going to actually subtract, which is going to make it go left. Rerun it. Alright, you can see the guy stays within our boundaries now. Alright, it works. So there you go. There's your first part of moving someone around. In the next part, we're going to get a random object to show up, and when we hit this random object, a UI alert to pop up. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.